Hey guys, Hakeem here, back playing some more Izzet Control. Look at our opening hand. We have one of each color mana. We have a negate, 2 Anger of the Gods, but we can't cast them, and 2 Dissolve. So this is actually pretty. It would be excellent if this negate were a gate, but it's not. So we're going to go down to 4 cards, and here we've got double Anger of the Gods plus Archaeomancer. So hopefully we're playing against aggro. And I don't normally say that when playing with this deck, hoping to play against aggro. But we'll see what Illuminator 78 is up to. He started with Forest, picked up our 5th land. Just going to drop the gate into play. And next turn we'll have double blue up in case we top deck and nullify next turn. We'll be able to cast it. But Illuminator, he's probably going to cast the Elvish Visionary, but no, it's a Satyr Wayfinder. Those are the 8 premier. Well, I guess there's 2, but you can run 4 copies of each. The premier 2-drop, so he looks like he's into solid mono green since he's playing Arbor Colossus. Picked up the Nullify off the top, which is pretty sweet. But if he's on mono green, I'm not sure how good these are actually going to be. So if I can get a 2-for-1 with it, I might just take it, especially since I have 2 plus the Archaeomancer to bring it back. So now he's just going to cultivate and skip up to 5 mana. I'm fine with that, because I'll still have my Nullify next turn for any big nasty 5-drop he has. I really don't want to run into Terra Stomper. That's a pretty fucking difficult card for me to deal with. It can't be countered. And it's an 8/8 Trampler for just 6 mana, so I'm not looking forward to seeing that. I'm not going to anger here, obviously, and just go 1-for-1 with him. But like I said, if I get a 2-for-1, then I'm probably just going to take it. So let's see if he's got that other Arbor Colossus now. He can only run 2. He's playing Pioneer. I'm not going to counter that because I can anger it away. Excuse me. And he's put a land into play, so he's up to 6 mana now. He's tapping out for Masked Admirers, so we got these guys again. But I can exile those. The only problem now is I'm going to be exiling them next turn because that's a 3-for-1 there. So I'm going to have my counterspell shields down for a turn. Which is not too exciting, to have to take him down, but I want to exile those 3 guys. So we're going to have to, we're going to have let shields down for a turn and get those guys out of here. And he's on 6 mana, and I don't have a bounce spell, so, I mean, if Palaka Worm comes down, I'm in a heap of trouble. Perhaps I should have waited a turn and taken the 5, to be perfectly honest. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. See if he's got a big, nasty beastie to throw in my face here now and make me regret that. He's playing a Young Wolf. I would have liked to have exiled that with Anger of the Gods. And he's playing a Michaeloth. Oh, fuck. That really fucking sucks. That's pretty bad. So he devoured his Young Wolf there. And so now he's got 2 counters on it. It's a 6/6. And he gets to put 2 creatures into play every single turn, and he's got a 6/6 and a 2/2. So I think I may have to Archaeomancer here for Anger of the Gods, and next turn I can double Anger. And will I have 4 red mana to do that? Yes, I will. So I'm just going to Archaeomancer here. He's got 2 cards in his hand, so I'm going to grab the Anger of the Gods. So I've got 2 of those in my hand now. And I'm just going to sit back and chump block the 6/6 on this turn. Hopefully nothing outside of double anger range resolves on this turn. Palaka Worm is a 7. He's casting a Genesis Hydra for 5, so I can exile that next turn with double anger. And whatever he picks out of this pile, be it probably a pack leader, I can exile that with double anger as well. He's going to draw a card though off his Hydra, triggering the pack leader because the leader comes in first. So here we go, we're just going to jump block here and take 2. But again, when I double anger, I'm letting the shields down, which is not exactly where I want to be. So let's make sure we tap a blue at this. It does, so there's Anger of the Gods. And here it is again, just to blow up his board completely. But I'm fully tapped out with no bounce spell. I guess I've got to think twice. If he resolves something, I can go digging for a Voyage's End, and that'll make my Nullifies and my Dissolves a little bit better. Yeah, there's the Palaka Worm. I had a feeling we were going to see that. I got lucky, I guess, dodging it while I did. Yeah, not much in his graveyard because I exiled all of his stuff. Really would love to just grab a Voyage's End right here. Didn't get it. Gonna go dig for it. And didn't pick it up, so I really absolutely need one in very short order. I've got Dissolve, Nullify, and Negate in my hand, so I mean, whatever he does this turn, I should have a pretty good chance of stopping it. Masked Admirers, though, is annoying because it's going to draw him a card, so he's down to 1 card in hand. I'm actually going to nullify this. Don't really want to, but kind of have to at this point with the pressure that I'm under from that Palaka Worm. So he's cracked his Traveler's Amulet that he played last turn. He's going to put a Forest into his hand. I imagine he's mono green, yeah. Yeah, so he's only got 1 card left, and he's coming at me for 7. I can take a couple of hits from that guy, but not very many. I've got 3 Voyages End in here, and basically if I don't pick one up within the next couple of cards, then I'm just dead. Let's see, it's an Inspiration. I guess that there's a Nullify, so I got to Inspiration right here. And try to find the bounce spell. Come on, Voyages End. Didn't find it, you know, 2 cards deeper. Not exactly the most exciting thing in the world, not being able to find it. I can counter whatever card he throws at me here now, except for the Terra Stomper that I mentioned earlier, which I would be surprised if that card is not in his deck, considering he's playing mono green ramp with amulets and cultivates. Arbor Colossoi, Pack Leaders, Hydras, Worms, all sorts of stuff. I guess he's wondering, do I have another counterspell, and does he want to run his dude out, or does he want to swing first, or what does he want to do? He's playing a Satyr Wayfinder. I'm not too worried about that. I guess he just wants to get his admirers back. So I'm going to let the 1/1 land. Pays 2 to bring Masked Admirers back to his hand. And now he's going to recast the Admirers. So he's going to first have his Wayfinder trigger and mill a bunch of stuff. Hopefully he doesn't drop a Vengevine in there, because then Masked Admirers would trigger it. And he'd get that back. So he's picked up a land. Now here come the Admirers. Again, I'm going to have to counter them. Again. And I'm going to get hit for 7. Now I need a bounce spell and I need a shock, because that Wayfinder is going to kill me in 2 hits. There's the Voyage's End. Okay. Step 1, I suppose. Step 1. Okay, so let's pass it over to him with the counters up, but I can bounce and counter the worm. But he's going to get his admirers back, so I need an Archaeomancer now. So he's going to cast an Arbor Colossus. Gonna have to counter that. See what we scry. It's a Nullify. Gonna have to keep it, honestly, because I need to be able to counter the Palaka Worm. Admirers is going back to his hand, which he's casting, and then I have to bounce the worm. Now I really need Archaeomancer for Anger of the Gods. It actually is the only thing that can save me here, so I have to actually put that on the bottom, because the Admirers are in play and I'm going down to 1 life. Yeah, double Anger looked pretty sweet, and the first Anger looked pretty sweet, but you know, I had to take my my counter spells down both times, and he punished me. He punished me both times. So I mean, it's never good, you know, as a control deck when you're tapping out like that. But I just got the shock, so I can get rid of the Masked Admirers, but I can't deal with the 1/1. So I will negate my own shock as a sign of defeat, empty my hand, and concede the game. So couldn't pick up a win there, even with 3 Anger of the Gods. Playing against the mid-range deck, I did get fired off 3 times and then exile a bunch of creatures, but tapped out a couple times, and apparently I'm in a game with 2 other people who aren't me. That's pretty strange. That's pretty strange indeed. So let's just see if someone else will jump in the lobby here. Having a hard time finding a game here tonight. It's been a little bit slow. So let's, I don't like waiting in the lobby too long. I like to bounce around and see if I can see somebody. So we got Illuminator 78. I'm fairly certain that is the guy we just played. Did we just play him? I'm not sure. We had a guy, I had a guy that I started to record against just before this one, and he quit after the 3rd turn. You know, I guess he missed a land drop or something. And I don't know if that was Illuminator or if we just played him. I mean, you'd think I'd be able to remember. It was only like, you know, a minute ago that I was playing against the guy. But we'll see. We'll see if it's him or not. Hopefully this time we can get the counter spells online earlier. So I'm on the play. I don't have any red mana in my hand, but I don't have any red spells either. And I've got the Nullify, Negate, Voyage's End, and Talrand package, so I'm actually going to keep it. He's playing 62 cards now, so this is the guy I just played against. The guy who quit on me on the third turn was playing something like a 78 card deck or something like that. So let's see if he starts off with a Pioneer or a Young Wolf. He's starting off with a Young Wolf, which is very annoying. It has Undying, so if I kill it, it comes back again. I know he's playing Michaeloth in his deck now. Picked up an Inspiration, which is pretty good because I want to be able to draw 2 cards and get this Talrand into play with his Negate shields up and start flooding the board with tokens. Got Nullify here now in case he has anything big and scary. If he just plays a standard 2-drop like a Wayfinder, then I'll just leave it alone. But he doesn't do anything. So I picked up red mana, which is good. Drop that here. It's good for 2 reasons. A, if I pick up a Shock now, that I can actually cast it, or a Charmbreaker Devils. And it's my 4th land, so that I can cast this Inspiration on time. Alrighty, I just need to get to 6 mana and get the Talrand into play. I doubt he's going to have very much removal, so if I can just counter the 1 removal spell that he does have. Actually, you know something? Prey Upon. He would need a Pump spell and a Prey Upon in order to kill this Talrand. But I don't want to let my counter spells down, honestly. Even though I have a Voyage's End. Do I just jam a Talrand? Yeah, I'm just gonna jam a Talrand against mono green. Prey Upon is the only card that I'm really scared of, and he needs to have he's got a Vengevine, so that hits pretty hard. That's also another creature that is good against counter spells, so he's just going to swing at me for 4, which is a lot. But if I start the token production, I can chump block that for days. So picked up an Anger of the Gods, which is not something I'm going to want to be casting anytime soon. So for now, my plan is to just slow him down, I guess. I kind of want to main phase some draw here, just to make a token. I think I will actually. Leave 2 blue up for my Nullify and hope to hit my land drop here. So let's get a Drake into play, pick up a land, and then now we've got the flashback on Think Twice open to draw another card, which is good. If he taps his mana, I'll probably, depending on what it is a Michaeloth. So I'm actually going to let him devour his creatures, and then I'm going to bounce the Michaeloth. Because that will, just make him have to recast it and do the whole devour thing again. Okay, so let's see if he swings with the Vengevine. He does. So now I'm going to Voyage's End. I'll probably do that on my turn, eh? Yeah, for now I will draw a card. For now I will draw a card, get a second token, and I'm going to double block that Vengevine. So there we go, that's going to kill the Vengevine and keep it, off the battlefield for now. Picked up our 6th land, so I am going to Voyage's End that Michaeloth, but I'm going to wait until his turn to do it. So let's just sit back here. He knows I have the Voyage's End because I just had it on the stack. So, oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, well, at least I can do it in upkeep. I forgot about the trigger. I'm a fucking idiot. But anyways, when the trigger resolves, there are no counters on Michaeloth, as far as I understand. I'll keep Dissolve on top, and he won't get any tokens from that resolving. No, it uses last known information, so he does get the critters. So that was me being an idiot. Now he's going to cast the Michaeloth, and I'm going to nullify it and get another Drake. So now the plan is to just win this game in the air. So yeah, you should always bounce it before he gets his Michaeloth trigger on the stack. Totally forgot about the token production. That is a serious misplay on my part. Hopefully it doesn't cost me the game. Those 2/1/1s are, they're not the scariest thing in the world yet, but if he has another Michaeloth, it gets some food for them, So I've got a Dissolve now and an Inspiration, a couple of Negates. Going to just swing for 2 here. Yeah, I'm really really upset at myself about that, Michael. I just wasn't thinking. Honestly, just was not fucking thinking. But we got Dissolve for whatever he's got coming here. Now, it is indeed another Michaeloth, so we're going to dissolve that, make a Drake, and see what we see on top. Anger of the Gods. Anger of the Gods. Don't want that. Already got one, can't cast it. So there's his two Michaeloths. It's a rare. He's only allowed to run 2 copies, and managed to get them both. So let's, now we're on the aerial assault plan, and try to win the game with Drake tokens. And we've got inspiration open, so let's just pass it over to him. I do not have a creature counter in my hand, which is pretty bad. But if he puts a nice big creature on the stack, I will flash inspiration. Not going to do it to an Elvish Visionary. So he draws a card. He's got 5 in hand. I don't know if he's played a land this turn or not. See if he could have 5 mana available to him. He's just going to come into combat here. And he's not swinging, so that's good, because I honestly would not block, because I'd be afraid of Prey Upon. So let's draw 2 cards, make a Drake. See what we pick up. Hopefully it's a shock among them. Think twice is good. I can get that and draw another Drake. Create another Drake. Listen to me. Holy fuck. There's all 3 of my negates, which is pretty strange to see. So for now we're coming on in with the team Sans Talleyrand. And play a land. And put down Charmbreaker Devils, because I'm not terribly worried about letting my shields down, since my only counterspell I have in hand is a negate. I don't expect too many non-creature cards from him that aren't lands. He's on 6, so he's got to do something about my board this turn. So let's see what big scary stuff he's got. I don't think there's anything he can do in mono green to stop those flyers. At this point, he can gain life with a Palaka Worm. You know, that's an option, which is exactly what he's going to do. That'll take him up to 13, but Charmbreaker Devils is online now, so I'm going to start getting some card advantage out of that. Might get a Think Twice back, Voyage's End, Inspiration, increase my aerial power. So we picked up another land. We've got... What do we pick up? I wouldn't mind that Voyage's End back, you know. But let's just flash back a Think Twice here and see if we can pick up something. Another Talleyrand, which is not the greatest thing in the world. And the question is, do I want to trade a Charmbreaker with a Worm? I don't think I do. He would just block with the 1/1 anyway. Yeah, I'll just come in for 8 in the air. We'll just do that, and then hopefully he casts some stuff so I can create some more Drakes to stack in front of his Worm. Let's see, taps out for another one, but this one we're going to counter. And what do we see on top? Yeah, he knows. And I've got an 8-power Charmbreaker Devils now, and I would... considering the state of the bottom land, I would definitely trade it off with the Worm. Since he's tapped out, the card won't matter. And I've got all the flying power in the world. So, let's just trade that off with the Worm. And kill his guys. Like this. Boom. And that is that. Yeah, so against mono green, sticking the turn 4 Talleyrand was pretty good. He only had the 1/1 play, so I didn't really have to be fearful of Prey Upon. And there you have it. So yeah, I managed to bump into the same guy twice in a row. He took the first game, even though despite my multitude of angers of the gods. And in the second game, you know, early Talleyrand, and he just can't do anything about the flyers, and he can't remove it. So I mean, it's get out of hand pretty quickly. All right, thanks for watching episode 5, and we'll see you next time.